Si ati mumepewa. Hapana. Na ile dia muhete ohoro. Nda muhete ohoro dia muhete. Kimwira tuivange na njambirete Ruto. Ile tokae. Mundu arigethaga kuria handite. Atiguo. Akimenda kugetha ndu handite. Wahanda mbembe ukagetha ki? Ni wahanda mboco. Rauga atiriri aria turahandire wambe turekwo tugethe. Twarikia kugetha kiria gigutigara aria matanahanda moke moe maitika. Atiguo andu anagwa. Oi maiti atwikite. Atire tulira ini we yagirire. Ani ene ndamenya gona ndireka. Mwira mutigana na kimundu kiu kia Azimio. Kionia gikiuma thutha mucii kana ri mucii. Mucii kana ri mucii. Ndatura ugu tu kwakionagia thenema cia maheni. Mukimwira nja ni auti. Mundu aumire na karia kete atia. Na sisi hatutaki kwenda opposition. Rais aliondoka akasema watu waende kwa Azimio. Mimi nikaongoza mlima, kwa nilisikiza. Leo kama hamngetusikiza, tulifuata rais aliondoka. Ndio tigirarere la kioro. Tigirarere la kioro watu itu. Na watu ya mlima wamechanuka. Sisi tunaona mbele.
After William Ruto and Rigathi Gachangua won the elections 3 months ago, you would have imagined that the tone of their language would change a little bit. It would be more conciliatory. But essentially, when you listen to what they do and what they say, the tone has not particularly changed. It's still the same old message that they used to have during the campaigns. Is it that, they are still getting used to government and they have not settled or something? Maybe not, because 3 months is a hell lot of time. And by now, their language to Kenyans should have changed, because there's nowhere Rigathi Gachangua will go without a camera following him, or even 10 cameras. Rigathi Gachangua has actually been saying the same thing, the same message over and over again. Sometimes you may think, there's a little bit of bragging on his part, there's a little bit of anger, there's a little bit of history, especially when he's talking about past political assassinations like of J.M. Karaoke. So you really wonder, is this man ni wa kuchoma kweli? I know for sure that part of the message that Rigathi Gachangua keeps repeating is, number one, the issue of handshake. He really doesn't want anything handshake. By handshake, basically, you may be looking at handshake as maybe between Raila and William Samoe Ruto. Yeah, he definitely doesn't want that. But by handshake, Rigathi Gachangua is kind of saying that Mount Kenya deserve a lion's share. In fact, he said that literally. The Mount Kenya deserves a lion's share, and these other people, and that is the rest of Kenya, will take a little bit of here and there. The other message that Rigathi Gachangua is actually saying is that Mount Kenya did not get favors from Kenya Kwanza William Samoe Ruto. They worked for it. And therefore, ...
Kulioka undu juwe, kulioka undu. Nande mwiri andu itu ndikomaga. Hinga maitho meri, hinga ali mwiri ndikaikara leoni. Ngehagira andu anyumba eno itu.
In a way, Rigathi Gachangua is also just bragging, as in he's doing his Rigathi thing, in the sense that he's like trying to remind people that he's a king and he beat Uhuru Kenyatta and things like that. And that message, by the way, it's a little bit not just bragging, but Rigathi Gachangua is also communicating to the Mount Kenya people of Kiambu and telling them, hey guys, We guys in Nyeri, the Mau Mau fighters, the people who lost JM Karaoke, we've also come in this. We can also hope in a helicopter. And then Rigathi Gachagua is also bringing in Christianity. I think this must have come from the wife or something. Anytime he begins to meander or anytime he begins to lose his direction, probably the wife keeps reminding her about God. You see, so Rigathi Gachagua generally needs to forget that he's a leader from Nyeri. He needs to forget that he's a leader of Mount Kenya. And he needs to remember all the time that now he's a national leader. As a matter of fact, what he should be doing is ensuring that more resources go to other parts of the country, especially those who didn't vote for her. There's one lie, though, that Rigathi Gachagua keeps repeating that I probably need to say. The lie is that if Mount Kenya people never followed Rigathi Gachagua, or rather, if Mount Kenya guys never voted for Kenya Kwanza, that Mount Kenya would be crying in the toilet, so to speak. Kurira kioroini. I don't think so. I don't think so, because you see, this past election, essentially, where Mount Kenya was going to vote was so important. If Mount Kenya voted for Raila Amolo Odinga or Azimio, definitely Mount Kenya would be in government. Similarly, Mount Kenya voted for Kenya Kwanza and they are in government. That was the battleground, the deciding block of votes. The last card was being held by Mount Kenya. If they voted for Raila, believe you me, they would be in government. Similarly, they voted for William Samoe Ruto and they are in government. So, Rigathi Gachagua basically is sending a message to William Samoe Ruto, and it's a crystal clear message. It's not coded, I mean, in my view. And I've stated, he's telling William Samoe Ruto plain things like, you could be leading us, but you're not fools. Like, we deserve to be in this government and we voted in. And he's also telling William Samoe Ruto, don't forget me. I helped you win. So that is more or less the message that Rigathi Gachagua is telling William Samoe Ruto. What actually surprised me a little bit is Rigathi Gachagua is also talking about JM Karaoke.
Yeah? Na ngemera mutikajuragora mwagire JM. Numwigwire ngemera. Ngemera mwaguragire JM ni kwaria kihoto kia mugikuyu. Na kuma rira JM moragirwo no re muonire thina. Na ro ni ndoka ni ngubuthondeka maundu manyu. Akamea JM de kurira buri. Kahinda ga guteithia andu anaragwa na andu anyandarwa. Haria JM wa mutigire oragwo ni andu acio ni hindi riu nguthondeka maundu manyu twina atongoria aya. Kai kuri wanda na mugongo. Ninge ndimwire atiri andu aitu. Ndindire na mugunda haca mata. Tikamake. Mutigende twanirire muno. Marigo ne meri. Ya mwana wa mucie ya mwana wa mugendi. Katiguo. Uyikoya ugaga yanageria kao. Nakahiguragiro kare katea. Ithe mutikiaririe muno andu aragwa. Gemisi umaga nako. Wega umaga nako. Niki muramaka. Ani moini ndikire guoya. Ani njoye gutahaga inukagiria andu. Ne njoye. Yendire kirimo.
I think that deep-seated feeling that the Mau Maus were shortchanged by the Kenyatta family is part of the message that this gentleman called Rigathi Gachagua is trying to remind the Kikuyus or remind Mount Kenya. Guys, remember, we are the freedom fighters and we are not given a chance. Right now, a freedom fighter is coming inside a helicopter that is guarded and coming over here, you see? So I'm going to repair those things that went wrong over that time. So that's another message, not only to Uhuru Kenyatta, but he's also sending a message to the Kiambu fraternity. The other message that Rigathi Gachangua is sending it to Raila and the other tribes. Don't attempt. Musikuja hapa karibu. We are eating and we deserve it. You see, so this is the kind of mixed thing about this message that, like I said, he keeps on repeating. I mentioned that William Samoe Ruto too normally has the same thing, reminding people of their election thing. But I think more or less William Samoe Ruto is just like, sometimes maybe he wants to please Rigathi Gachagua. But William Samoe Ruto is trying his best, although it's still difficult for him. He's trying his best to move on, actually bring the rest of the communities in government. And that is the reason why William Samoe Ruto deliberately brought in Mudavadi and is bringing him very close, to the extent that some people think that there's competition between Mudavadi and Rigathi Gachagua, which I don't think so. It's just that William Samoe Ruto is a man of his word. And I say William Samoe Ruto is a man of his word because every place William Samoe Ruto went to during his campaigns and all the promises that he had actually given, William Samoe Ruto is trying his best to ensure that he actually fulfills his promises. So he is a man of his word. People may say this or the other, but that is the reality of things. What message do you think Rigathi Gachagua is sending out there? Is this message meant for William Samoe Ruto, Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila, or Kenya, or is it for Mount Kenya? What is this deep-seated feeling about JM Karaoke? By the way, if you remember, he is looking for sympathy. Rigathi Gachagua is like, I was locked up, I was done this, I was like every other weekend I was in prison. Sometimes Rigathi Gachagua kind of forgets that Raila Amolo Odinga actually was locked up for 8 years. As a matter of fact, Raila Amolo Odinga was very close to Nyeri politicians, the old-time Nyeri politicians, the top guys before even JM Karaoke. What message do you think Rigathi Gachagua is sending? What is this deep-seated feeling exactly? Unlike Raila Amolo Odinga, who was locked up for 8 years, Rigathi Gachagua cannot talk about sleeping in cells here and there. That is almost nothing.
Na duanyada rwandi mwiri adwatara kwan mwatu ikirowega manu mwatu ikirowega matwari hando hacheke twari hacheke ni manyitaga buraide makanda kia mandema na kenga yeto gai ndio kana ndege ya jeshi igari jeshi anyitaga ticio cinange gai etoke na ngemera inde yo ngemera ngai ndere yakima na ndakomaga kayone katiguo ngemera mwana wa mau muranyita buraidi oyo nduo kamutongoria.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really want to hear your comments. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome to Talk to Africa. My name is George.